Just very quickly, your disappointment to the fact that this is happening, and it seems as if authorities are not listening to your pleas.
Yeah, I think, somebody who got a permit in 2013, and we know the reality of the climate crisis, I think it's time for government to suspend that permit, to act and say we're in a climate crisis, we can't be going looking for more oil and gas. And the actual process of doing that harms and can potentially harm the ocean life on which thousands of people around the coast depend on for their livelihoods. So from the Green Connection's perspective, we really think that government needs to come to the party and step in. The Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment is the custodian of the environment. So they can't just wash their hands and say, well, this is a permit that was issued many years ago. And the same with the Department of Mineral Affairs and Energy. They need to say, well, hang on, it is a climate crisis. We need to look to the future. So what we really want is for government to step in and say no. And then we also think that corporations like Shell also need to own up and say fossil fuels are not the future, and we need to stop this kind of seismic surveys and the exploration that goes with it.
And seismic surveys, make a loud noise. I believe this would have a devastating impact not only on animals but for communities, for instance, that are around those specific areas where, the events are taking place.
Yeah, well, anybody who's dependent on the sea for their livelihoods, therefore, we need to look after our marine life. We already know that there are changes happening in the oceans that we don't really know that much about because some areas are not studied enough yet. And climate change is having an impact on the ocean itself. So we really think, communities all along the coast are actually protesting against this. And I think it's time that government woke up. Let's do proper surveys, proper studies. Why do it during the seasons where animals and the fish that communities rely on are at risk?
Just very quickly, I'm running out of time. Liz, just very quickly, today we had the President of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, here on a presidential visit with President Cyril Ramaphosa. They signed 8 agreements and nothing about, the Greenpeace or anything else that has to do with the environment was really spoken about. Are you disappointed?
Well, one would hope that the agreements concern sustainable development, given that we have the Sustainable Development Goals to which all countries in the world are aiming at. So we would hope that both Kenya and South Africa are looking to how to make sure that development in Africa becomes the future that the world can follow.